So, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalam ala Rasulih al-Kareem. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. So, Assalamu alaikum. My name is Liaquat Zaman, and inshallah, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Dajjal. Social media, Dajjal, what's the difference? Yeah. The reality is, Islam encourages us and tells us that we have to understand our surroundings. We have to understand what's happening around us. Yeah. So whether the talk is about Dajjal, whether it's about social media, the aim is for a person to get close to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So all of us sitting here today, our aim is we've come here and inshallah by listening to the talk and maybe taking some lessons back that we can become better people. Social media, put your hands up if you never use social media in your entire life. No? MashaAllah. Okay, put your hands up if you use social media every day. Put your hands up if you existed and you were alive when there was no social media. Okay, so what social media is a way for humans to extend their communication. So whether we lived in the camel age, whether we lived in the rocket age, humans have always been communicating with one another. Communication is the key for humans to develop themselves. We all know that. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He sent the best communication to mankind, which was the Quran. And the Quran, if it wasn't for the Quran, many of us would have had totally different lives today. Yeah, and it's because that scholars from the time of the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ have been communicating this message and been passing it down, is how we've learned about Islam. So communication is key for religion. Without communication, religion would never be able to exist. Schools would never exist. Knowledge would never exist. Humans would never be able to develop themselves. And this is why maybe, if you look at humans and look at other creatures that roam the earth, we can see that we've developed a lot. But unfortunately, dog, the same old dog. Yeah, same tricks the dog does. 3,000 years ago, the same dog used the same tricks. And 3,000 years later, the same dogs do the same tricks. Yeah. So this is a ni'mah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran, He tells us that He's taught mankind al-bayan. He's taught mankind the ability to be able to communicate, express themselves. Yeah. People like expressing themselves. People like writing. People like speaking. People like just waving their hands in the air. In fact, humans are probably the most skilled at being able to express themselves. So there was a documentary once, and this documentary was about prisons in America. So there was this, supermax prison, they call them, high security supermax prisons, and this supermax prison, it had the worst criminals in that state, right? The really, really, really worst ones. And these guys, so there was one for men and one for women. And so the men and women were obviously separated, but there used to be these gangs, right? There were these Latino gangs in these prisons. And these Latino gangs used to work on a hierarchy system. So a gang is very similar, if you look at a gang is very similar to how a corrupt, you can say, government works. Yeah, you got one guy at the top, and then you got people at the bottom, and then it's whatever the guy at the top wants, everyone gets it done. So this gang, if you kind of broke the code of this gang, what would happen is wherever you go, outside the prison walls or within the prison cells, they're going to get you. That was the rule, right? You'd get stabbed, you'd get killed, something would happen to you, and if not to you, then one of your family members living outside. The problem was, how do you communicate this? Because you're not supposed to have mobile phones in the prisons. It's difficult to get mobile phones. So what these people done was, they developed a form of communication with one another. Right? And so the communication was basically, so imagine like, for example, there's men and women on this side and men on this side. And you've got this kind of like a whole football pitch between you guys, or half football pitch. And they developed their own sign language. So they would communicate with one another, and the security guards in the prison didn't know what they were saying to each other. So they were able to move their hands, but they were passing codes. Abdullah. Yeah, Abdullah's been a bit of a naughty boy. He needs someone to teach him a lesson. And then later on, at lunchtime, someone taught him a lesson. You know, Fatima's been, you know, spreading some bad news about, right? Yeah, Fatima goes for lunch, right, they sort it out. So this is how they communicate with one another. And the prison guards didn't know how to deal with it. I was actually in Palestine recently, and in our group, there was a guy here, and this guy was like next level crazy. So I was saying with him one day, and I said to him, "You guys know some of those kind of guys, yeah? Next level crazy guys, yeah? Mubarak." Yeah. So this guy, he sat with me one day in the hotel, and I said to him, "Okay, what do you enjoy?" I know it's not good, but I enjoy, you know, drill. I said, "What?" And I was thinking to myself, DeWalt, Bosch, yeah, the names of drills, you know, that you use to kind of, you know, do some construction work. So he said, no, drill. He goes, it's a popular thing in London. It's like this kind of rap, right? And I go, yeah, okay, tell me about it. He goes, yeah, so you know, in drill, like, you know, we say this in drill and we say this, and he was coming out with all these lyrics, and he was saying things to me like, you know, in drill, if we want to say money, we say peas. Okay. I go, how much is a pea? And he goes, this is a little bit of money. And he goes, if you want to say lot, you say sacks. Yeah. And you know, so he had all these words, and I was thinking, oh my God, these are words I've never heard in the dictionary being used like this. So they're developing in London their own language, sophisticated language. And this language actually has different types of words for different things. So, you know, without exaggeration, 2 hours the guy was sitting there and he was telling me the whole usul of drill. The principles of drill, how drill works, how you communicate with one another, how the police now have developed a task force that's responsible for decoding drill. Like they do these little raps on YouTube, and that rap has a message in there, you know, to do something, and then their followers watch it, and then they carry something out. So the police are now trying to figure this out. So you see, what's starting to happen now is humans, whether good or whether bad, are utilizing social media to do whatever they used to do before, but they're doing it at a more global level. Previously, crime was committed, and let's say crime was just committed in a small locality. Now, that same crime has become global crime now, right? So you have like these kind of sophisticated gangs who know exactly how to manipulate people around the world, take money off them, you know, bribe governments, bribe, you know, these influential people. But at the same time, so we can't always speak negative about social media because we all use it, but social media has become a means of changing people's life drastically. Something that in the past people would have never imagined. Nowadays, you can achieve that with social media. I'll give you an example. So I've got this course that I run. It's online. It's to learn Arabic language. And basically, the course is designed. It's called 17 lessons, and it was something I've been designing for many years. I gave it up a few years ago. I stopped teaching it online. Then this lady got in touch with me, and she said to me, "Look, I found your course. Is it okay if me and some other ladies we start studying this and we send you homework and you mark it?" I go, "Okay, it's fine." Yeah. So they started doing this, and then it grew, and then it grew, and then it grew. Eventually, from all around the world, from different countries, people are now, participating in that course, and they're learning Quran. And just a month ago, a lady who's blind, can't see, she joined the course. So the lady, the initial lady who contacted me, I said to her, she said to me, she's actually become the TA now, one of the TAs. So she deals with all that side. And I said to her, how is a blind lady going to learn, from the writing that's on the screen? She said, no, don't worry, she's got this, device or something that can actually read for her. And if it's an image, if it's a picture, I'll read it for her. So I'll read it as a voice note, and then she'll just listen to it. And then, so this lady now has gone through almost half the course. She's blind and she's got all the answers right. Now I don't know if she's cheating, if she's got some sort of a device that can actually cheat with for her. But look at that. So imagine this person who is unable to see. In the past, without social media, it would be unheard of them being able to learn and read the Quran as easy as it is today. So social media has brought many benefits, and alhamdulillah, many of us utilize it, right, for our studies, courses. Just today, where I teach in a Super Institute, is down the road. There's exams going on, So one of the teachers said to me, listen to this text, right? And the text is from a student. And the student said, oh, Sheikh, can you please tell me what's going to come in the exam? So I can save myself the hassle of going through those questions that will not come in the exam. And I say, mashallah, congratulations. This is the exact message that everyone who's ever taken an exam wants. You want to do the exam, and you want your teacher to tell you exactly all the questions that will come in the exam. And those questions are not going to come in the exam. You want to save yourself the time to revise them. So this is what social media does. It makes people, become innovative ways of trying to pass exams. So, if we look in the time of the Prophet ﷺ, humans have never changed. Technology will always change. Humans have never changed. This is the speciality, or you can say the special feature that we have in our religion, Islam. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us this beautiful religion. And this beautiful religion, it caters for human needs. Quran will not talk about computers. It won't talk about, satellites going into space, and it won't talk about Tesla, and it won't talk about all these things, right? Because it doesn't need to. It just needs to focus on improving humans. You could have two human beings, and both of them use social media, and one of them is the world's leading, drugs seller, the Silk Road, and the other one is the leading pioneer in some medical advancements. Social media can be used for good and it can be used for bad. If both of these people realize the mistakes they're making and the impact it's going to have on the world, then social media can be used for a good thing. Now, problem with social media now. Right. Put your hand up. Yeah, don't put your hand up yet. Put your hand up if you've ever got into a fight with someone, or you've had an argument with someone because of a text message that you sent them. Yeah. Happens, isn't it? Why does it happen? You might say something innocent here. You might say something like, they might say to you, are you gonna meet me on Saturday? Okay, full stop. Okay, full stop. What's this full stop? I don't understand. Why start with the capital O? Why okay with okay, not okay, why? So if people start thinking, yeah, they read into it too much. And then what happens is, how come they didn't send up emoji? This is not like them. So then Shaitan comes, and Shaitan adds a bit of spice to it, and he begins to say, look, she's been your friend for 20 years, right? What do you expect? Yeah, 20 years is nothing for friendship. And that 20 years friendship goes down the drain. Why? Because of one message. I'll give you an example of how this happened to me before social media. So I was in Madrasa, and basically we used to have this kind of like these dorms, right? I don't know, do you guys stay in dorms? Yeah, or do you go home? Most of you go home. Anyone stay in dorms now? You just chill out, yeah? You stay in dorm, yeah? Is it good? Should we come down? For breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Alhamdulillah. So anyway, so what happened was, I was in the dorm, yeah? And when you in the flat, what happens when you bring crisp? And your mates come in, what do? You just got to share it with them, isn't it? Unless you're like one of those people that put it in your pocket, and they slowly take one out, when they turn their head to look at their phone. So anyway, I was eating food, yeah, and this guy comes in, and he's basically, his bed is right next to my bed, right? So my bed's over here, his bed's over there. So I go to him, come on, you want some food? So he was a Tunisian. So I said to him in Arabic, I go, تريد تأكل معي? He looks at me. He stopped, and he's got like his mouth open, and like that kind of stare. And then, تريد تأكل معي? And he looks again. And I thought, sometimes you think, maybe he's got some news from home, someone's passed away, someone's really ill, something's happened, So then he just walked out, turned around and walked out. So anyway, he doesn't come back that night. Yeah, and I just thought, nothing about, so mashallah, this guy is probably revising for, exams in the next 6 months' time. Yeah, he's already started. So one night goes by, he doesn't come to the room. Actually, he comes to the room, but he comes when I'm going to sleep, sleeps. Before I get up, he gets up and walks out. 2 days goes by, I don't see him. He just walks in the room, looks at me, and then walks out. 3 days goes by. So anyway, so it was kind of summer, so one day I decided I'm going to sleep outside. It was very hot outside. So I got my kind of bedding, took it outside the masjid, like a massive masjid opening. So I put my bedding down and I went to sleep. Basically, this is in Pakistan, by the way. Yeah, it was very hot. So I lied down, I went to sleep. Said my du'as, yeah, looking at the cloudy, the pollution in the sky. And then, all of a sudden, guess what happens? My friend comes. He puts his bedding right next to my bedding. And then he does this, cross-legged, sits and just looks at me like this. So I said to him, hello? What's happened? No answer. He gets a piece of paper out, gets a pen. Hello. Okay, I'm good. Yeah. Then he goes, do you know why I'm not speaking to you? What? And then I said, I don't know, I don't understand. Some people, they're like that, they're very sensitive, and you got like, I'm very desensitive. Yeah, I will say something and 10 people will get upset. Yeah, and I'll find out later on that they were upset at me. So I said to him, I don't understand, what did I do? Just point out to me, what did I do? So he goes to me, you still don't know. Like, he's right. Yeah, you still don't know. Yeah, and I say, I don't know. Yeah, please tell me. And then he goes to me, remember that day? Yeah, when you were sitting down? Yeah. It's like a proper, the WhatsApp kind of group messages. Yeah. Okay, go on. And you were sitting down and you eating food? I go, yeah. And I came in the room, yeah. And you saw me and I said, yeah, go on. And then you said to me, would you like to eat food? I go, yes. The generous guy that I am. So then he goes to me, well, that was the mistake you made. I said, what? I don't understand. You want me to say to you, don't come and eat with me? He goes, no. You're supposed to say, eat, sit down and eat with me. You're supposed to command me. You're not supposed to offer. That's not how Arabs say things. And I was saying, oh my God. I said, look, I'm learning Arabic here. I haven't learned your culture. Even how do I know that you're supposed to say to someone, sit with me? Right? I don't know, do you guys have that? What do you guys say to someone when you're offering them? You say eat. Yeah? Yeah? I don't know. Do you guys say eat? Or do you guys say, oh, would you like to enjoy this food with me? Yeah? So I mean, in English, we say that kind of stuff, isn't it? Yeah, that's how we say it. Would you like to? Please, would you like to? Yeah. Anyway, so basically what happened was, this is what happened. I said, look, I'm so sorry, I apologize. I'm in the masjid. I'm not going to lie, obviously. I'm apologizing, I'm so sorry. I didn't understand this here, please forgive me. Yeah. He goes, okay, I'll forgive you. But next time, don't do it. So next time, I made a point of it every single time. I look for, in Arabic, the word for the command. Right, to command. In every single thing. Drink tea, eat this eclairs, have this ice cream. Right, you like that. So anyway, see what happens. Miscommunication is a very, very, very big thing. Now, we might consider one message to be light, and we might consider it to be nothing but very important, but this one message can cause friction between people. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, in Surah Al-Hujurat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He mentions about the importance of how we address one another. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لا يسخر قوم من قوم. No nation, no group of people should ever make fun of another group of people. Maybe the other group of people in reality are better than them. Who knows? Only Allah knows. And He says, never backbite one another. Don't backbite one another. Would you like to eat the flesh of your brother? Yeah? You wouldn't. And don't even call each other names. Don't even call each other names, because calling each other names, that person might have a little smile. I've got a big mouth, yeah. Yeah. Your dad's got a big mouth as well. See what happens is they might inside open, they might say, I'm okay with it, but inside it hurts them. We don't know. They might go put their head on their pillow and say, oh, they must have got a big mouth. Let me check. And it's something that hurts people. We don't know. So Allah says, don't throw labels at one another. Don't insult one another. So this is why it's very important that when it comes to social media, we have etiquette. We know how to deal with social media. We become more sensible. Yeah, we become mature with social media. Yeah, if we got our group out and we have a little banter now and again, that's fine. But we have to always remember to apologize first. I think that's one of the key things in social media. You should always be ready to apologize. Yeah, if someone hasn't, come on the group for a while, just text them and say, "I'm so sorry if I did anything to you." Yeah. So sometimes it's good. Yeah, we humble ourselves. Now, social media, like we said, it's something which it's bringing new challenges for Muslims now in the future. Yeah, very. One of the things that social media does, or I'll mention actually four things that I found that social media, things that we have to tackle, we have to deal with. The first is anonymity. Social media gives people the ability to not show their identity. You can make yourself anyone you want on social media. So this idea of, I can go on social media, mashallah, my name is Liaquat Zaman, and I have a social media, right? But at the same time, I can have another channel or another, phone number, and I could be the evil Dracula of Aston. Yeah, who knows? So see, what happens is when people have the power to show anonymity, then people can get up to all sorts of things. In real life, it's very difficult to put a mask on your face because you wouldn't be able to go outside. But on social media, unfortunately, a lot of us are doing this. And this is causing lots of problems. Why? Because all those things that you would have never dared to do in public, you're beginning to become courageous and do them, from the comfort of your beds and your sofas. And this is something you have to be very careful of. We don't have to divulge all of our identity to everyone, right? Unless you want to give me your bank card details. Alhamdulillah, I'm sure we can do something with those. But in reality, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us a society, and Allah has put inside the society trust. Trust is the biggest thing that we have. And if tomorrow all of us found out that, my friend has got 5 accounts, and they've got 5 different names, and they've got 5 different personalities and what they get up to, we'd feel upset as well. So this is the first thing that we have to be very careful of, anonymity. Number 2 is the loss of modesty. Modesty is something that the Quran encourages. We all are encouraged to become people who have a sense of modesty about ourselves. The way we wear clothing, the way we speak to someone, all of these things are very important. In fact, the Prophet ﷺ is reported to have said that if a person loses modesty, let them do whatever they like. Meaning, when a person has no shred of modesty left inside of them, in life, don't be surprised if they get up to all sorts. Why? Because modesty is that kind of those kind of shackles that stop you from doing things that you're not supposed to do. So, social media, unfortunately, gets us to do things on social media, put up pictures or certain things that we say that we'd be embarrassed to say in public. And sometimes people will message me in my inbox and say, "MashaAllah, you are an evil, this, blah, 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 blah." And I know, I don't mind, let them say, because in public they can't say it to me. Like if that person was to meet me in public, I guarantee you, 90% of the people would not be able to say that in my face. And I wouldn't be able to say things that I may say on social media to someone's face. Why? Because we have a sense of modesty. Yeah, and we feel shy of saying these kind of things. So this is the second thing that we lose when it comes to being inconsiderate when it comes to social media. Number 3, and this is probably the worst thing that social media does. Social media, it dehumanizes, and it's designed for this. This is one of the primary functions of social media, is to make people less human. Look what's happened. In the past, we had communities. And now what do we have communities? Instead of communities, we have a network. Even the word network, it makes it sound less human. It makes it sound more robotic. In life we have names. In social media we have IDs. Yeah, you lose this identity of who a person is. They actually this guy did a research, and he found that cyberbullying has increased, especially with kids, prepubescent kids. It's increased a lot. Little kids on social media, they go crazy. They'll insult the other person, they'll gang up, and they'll abuse people, and they make fun of them. So he says humans have always been doing this in schools, right? Kids have always been doing this. But the difference is that in school, if a kid was to make fun of you, and you had a face that was a bit upsetting, that person, that child, when he goes home at night, will always think twice and think to themselves, why did I do it? They'll have that, the ounce of guilt inside of them. But on social media, you can't see facial features. you can't see what that person is going through. And what does it lead to? It leads to that person doing things that are unheard of. This is why we have this epidemic now of children online, doing things and hurting other people without realizing. Now, imagine these children grow up now and they become accustomed to insulting people. They become accustomed online to saying all of these kind of things. What kind of a society will lead to? What kind of a leader will this become? What kind of a parent will it become? What kind of a neighbor will this person become? Dehumanization. And if we look at how this society now is slowly trying to shift, we're starting to move away from showing empathy towards showing lack of empathy or lack of remorse. And may Allah save us from this. But if we use social media correctly, I believe we're able to conquer this. We won't have a problem. But we have to remember there has to be certain things in place to stop this from happening. You just look at, for instance, like the news. And this brings me on to the fourth point, which is the fake news that's spreading now. This idea of, we can say anything we want on social media without verifying it. Verification of news is so important that now, if you heard about what happened in Cambridge Analytica, the issue, and Facebook and the GDPR, all those rules that came into play. Why was that? Because of the idea of how social media was manipulating people's minds. Right? Manipulating people's minds. Imagine that. So the social media can actually, remember, social media, end of the day, is artificial intelligence. And there has to be someone who is pressing the buttons in artificial intelligence, who's programming it, who's writing all the algorithms. So these algorithms that are written can actually be swayed to whichever direction you want. Tampering with elections, making certain individuals around the world look bad, character assassination. All of these things can be presented in social media. And what happens? Overnight, one community that was praised can all of a sudden overnight become someone that's a villain now. Everyone insults them, and everyone, why? Because they're bombarded 24/7 by news, by feeds, by people spreading things without verification. And this is something we have to be extremely careful of. The Prophet ﷺ and the Quran, in fact, has said it as well. إِن جَاءَكُمْ فَاسِقٌ بِنَبَإٍ فَتَبَيَّنُوا. If someone comes to you with news, verify it. Simple as that. Don't believe everything you see. And why? أَن تُصِيبُوا قَوْمًا بِجَهَالَةٍ, Allah says. So that you don't hurt other people in ignorance and then later on be remorseful about what you did. So when we have a problem with social media, it's not just one aspect of social media that's problematic. It's a whole list. Now, I don't want to kind of make it, I don't want to make it like doom and gloomy. I don't want to make it sound like Aston University's parking problem. But I'm going to mention some good things about our social media now. So, for instance, like this was a recent a book that I've been reading. It's about the how artificial intelligence is benefiting mankind. How social media is playing a very important role in improving people's life, quality of life. And this is written by a professor in Jerusalem. His name is Noah Yuvrov, right? And he basically says this. He said, look, the way artificial intelligence is going now, he says 70% of doctors, GPs, will be out of business. They have to find themselves another specialty. The reason is because you see how a GP works is, let's say for example this is my GP, which basically most likely is, because my GP is, is the waste. As soon as I walk in the door, straight away the GP will say to me, "Why have you come here for? I told you last year not to do this." Is that one of those GPs, the kind of moody ones that will criticize you straight away and ask about how your mom is and how your dad is, and then he knows the whole family basically. So you're scared. If I tell him some things, some medical things, he might go and start, speaking to other members of the family. So my doctor, alhamdulillah, I've saved the NHS lots of money. Yeah. So the last time I went to the doctor was about 6 years ago. Yeah. So usually what I do is if I know a doctor friend, I'll call them. I'll call them and say, I've got a little stomach ache here. What do you think this is? And then he'll just tell me, is it here, is it there? He'll prescribe me something and I'll go on chemist and buy it myself. But anyway, so GP, yeah. What does the GP do? So the GP basically, what he does is you go to the GP and you say you've got a headache, or you've got some illness. The GP, according to his experience, will check out, investigate the patient, and then he'll write prescription. Now imagine you had this GP, which is basically your phone. You have an app in your phone, and this app can simply have a device attached to your body, let's say a watch, one of these smartwatches. And then what that app does, it monitors everything in your entire body. Yeah, it monitors your heart rate, it monitors your blood flow, it monitors blood pressure, it monitors all sorts of things, right? And now they're even using this for diabetic patients as well, and it's saving them from having to take pressing their fingers. So imagine you had this, and what this does is continuously it's feeding information into this big database of patient information. Yeah, this whole stream of information that's coming in. So what happens is it follows trends around the world. So now this app will actually be able to tell you, right, it looks like you've got this problem. Stay away from these foods for the next 2 weeks. And stay away from going to these locations, because these locations are where people with this illness have been spotted. And it will tell you that, what kind of a diet you should go on. It will actually tailor your diet for you. So imagine that. And it will actually send the medicine to your house without you even notifying you. You just open the door, postman's there with your medicine, and your app's told you your medicine has arrived. Take this 2 times a day, 3 times a day. So imagine how efficient that's going to be when you can now tailor all your medical needs from your app. And people are more comfortable with dealing with their apps. They're going to view me. So he's saying that the breakthrough that we can have with social media is something which humans have never seen. But at the same time, like we said, he's saying the dangerous thing about this is that now if someone wanted to manipulate this information and someone wanted to find out of where you go to eat your food, or where you go to hang out, or where you go to buy your clothes from, they can use that information to manipulate you. Right? They can encourage you to do things that will become more profiting for them. Right? It's a very lucrative market. And unfortunately, there's lots of businesses out there that are benefiting from the vulnerability of human beings. Yeah, and this is what we have to be very careful of. And this will bring me to my last point, and finish on that, which is, Islamically, how far can we advance technologically? Like, is there a limit? Should we go as far as possible? Like, should we go and go to another planet, and should we do all these things? This is question that all of us need to think about for the future. Because atom bomb seemed like a very nice thing, but unfortunately there doesn't seem to be any benefit for it besides harming people. So this, say, feat of human ability, this is something which humans, without a doubt, will be responsible for. And likewise, any sort of thing that humans are going to develop, we are going to be responsible for that. And this is why the Quran keeps on telling us that your hearing, your seeing, and your heart, all of these things are going to be questioned by Allah. So in other words, it doesn't matter how advanced we become in society, we always have to remember we're still Muslims at the end of the day. We're still submitters to Allah at the end of the day. And we still have to stand in front of that Creator on the Day of Judgment and answer for everything that we've done on earth. So this is why may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allow us to be able to utilize the technology, the advancements that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us in life, and at the same time advance human society, and especially when it comes to Muslim advancements as well. That's what we want. We want Muslims to be the head of everything. We want Muslims to be at the head of medicine, at the head of technology, at the head of even going out into space. But we want responsible, ethical advancements. So, Jazakumullah khair.